So the topic of the Medientage München is media, trust and machine, and there's so much in it also for marketing, because we have the next stage for marketing, and it's context marketing with all the sensors and metadata we have through our devices. And next to me there's Rebecca Lieb. You're totally into that field because you're a research journalist and you're also an advisor for companies who want to be successful in that field of technology and marketing discipline. Maybe we can just outline a few examples how marketing will work in the future, having access to so much metadata.
Absolutely. So what is interesting me in marketing right now is this era we're in of not just personalization, but going beyond the right message to the right person at the right time to take into account more things like the right place. Are you at a store? Are you at work? Are you at home? Also the right conditions. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is it Christmas? All of these things influence the decisions we make, the needs that we have, the services we need, and marketers are leveraging them to develop much closer and much more meaningful relationships with clients. So for example, when you check into MGM Resorts Hotel in Las Vegas, you know these hotels are enormous. But customers are members of MGM's loyalty program. So when they check into the hotel, their phone is what they check in on, and then their phone becomes their room key. But more than that, their phone is contextually aware of where they are on the property. You might get an offer for a store because you're used to shopping when you're there. I might get an offer for theater tickets tonight because they know I like to go to shows. We both might get a discount on a steak dinner because maybe they ordered too many steaks and they need to unload some inventory. But this is based not just on who you are, but what your patterns are, what your history is, and what you might want to buy based on that previous behavior.
And there will be much more devices we can react to, like the self-driving cars, like speakers in our living room, but not only in the living room, right?
Absolutely. So this is the internet, not just going mobile, but going everywhere and almost literally into everything. And I think you brought up speakers. We were talking about that earlier. Marantz has Internet of Things enabled speakers, and people install them wherever they want to in their homes. They noticed that so many of their users had speakers named Bathroom that they took a gamble. Presumably these speakers would be in your bathroom, right? They developed a line of waterproof speakers, marketed them via email, the old-fashioned way, only to those people who had speakers named Bathroom. They sold out in 2 days.
Wow. Sounds a little bit also like a privacy nightmare if people see, okay, every step I take is causing any reaction on my cell phone, and maybe they find this a little bit spooky. So what will be in the future? Will we find it spooky in the future again?
Things might seem a little spooky. Things might seem a little out of context. A little Big Brotherish. But it's important for brands to do two things. Number one, think of the value proposition. Not just what do I as the brand get out of this, more data, more information. What does the customer get? Better service. So Marantz, again, the speaker company, when you turn your speakers on and off a certain amount of times in 15 minutes, they're going to assume that you have a problem. And they'll send you an email that says, it looks like you're having trouble. Can we help you with something? And then when customers say, this is creepy, I don't want you knowing what I'm doing with my speakers, they'll reply and say, BMW would do this. We aspire to that same level of service for our customers. So add value and don't be creepy.
Still sounds a little creepy to me, but maybe I'm another generation. I really like the idea of contextual reactions of devices, but that means that we there won't be any opt-in for this, but there won't be an opt-out for that.
There absolutely should be an opt-in and an opt-out. So when you are buying these things, there is a user agreement. If you look at the fine print of your Google Home or your Amazon Alexa device, it's going to tell you what that device does, and you can opt out on it. So for example, with Alexa, you can press a button and it will stop listening to when you're talking about buying drugs or killing the neighbors or whatever thing it probably shouldn't be privy to.
Okay, so do we see more examples? We just talked about much more situations where we have our mobile phone, but not only the mobile phone, but also other connected devices around us.
Absolutely. So a lot of us are wearing smart clothing, we're wearing fitness devices, we're wearing smartwatches. This can permeate everything. Your printer might know it's running out of ink and order you more ink before you know you need it. Your refrigerator might do the same thing with milk. Another running company wanted to reach runners who were very hard to reach because they're out in park running. They targeted messages only to users on treadmills on days when it was raining, exactly when they could target those runners at the gym because they weren't outside. Very creative ways of doing this.
Great to see these examples. You have to find out, or you decide if it's creepy for you or not, but I think it's really interesting to talk about all these situations and abilities we would have in the future, and we might implement in our devices as marketers, and we are also afraid of maybe as users, and what is the best user experience for this. Because when I talk to people who's in the beginning and about geofencing and beacons, they said, wouldn't it be great if there would be a push notification for a store you walk nearby? And I always face the situation in Berlin at Alexanderplatz. You have these grill walkers with their sausages in front of their belly, and if I would walk over the Alexander place and I would get a push notification by any grill walker, it would be so annoying and so disturbing.
That is where this idea of opt-in comes into play. But when you talk about those geo-sensitive push notifications, there's another example of Disney teaming with two companies. One is Fandango and one is Walmart. So when you were a Disney Club member, so you've opted into messages from Disney, and near a theater, they would send you a discount ticket offer for the latest Disney cartoon. If you saw that movie, and only if you converted and bought a ticket and saw the movie, the next time you're in Walmart, you get an offer to buy that DVD for a discount. Disney said with only 3 campaigns, the costs of integrating the back-end systems of Disney, Fandango, and Walmart paid off. That is very, very high ROI.
So it's not only important to reach people by push notifications, but also to know their motivation if they want to buy these things or not. Thanks, Rebecca, for being my guest here at the Medientage. Enjoy your day and take care.
Vielen Dank.
Bitteschön.